morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Sarasota. Whether you're a member, a regular attendee, or you've just found us, we want you to know that we're here to support you in finding a personal relationship with the God of your understanding and in discovering what you already know. My name is Jim Grove, a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the center, and I greet you with Namaste. Namaste is Sanskrit and means the divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. Let's begin by affirming our vision and mission statements. The words can be seen on your screen. Please feel free to read aloud with me. First, our vision. Empowering spiritual growth as a loving, inclusive, worldwide community. And now our mission. We teach science of mind principles and other life-affirming spiritual truths. We explore, we learn, we grow, we connect, honoring all paths to God. We offer in-person and online weekly services, classes, workshops, affirmative prayer support, and other spiritual tools. We create opportunities for joyful social connection, community outreach, and service. And we celebrate the awakening of our innate spiritual magnificence. Now, as we prepare for our time of prayer and meditation, I invite you to relax, close your eyes, take a deep cleansing breath, and go within as Bob Teesdale sets the tone for us with a song entitled God Lives Through Me by Michael Gott.
There is one love. There is one power. There is one life eternal. God lives through me. There is one love. There is one power. There is one life eternal. God lives through me. I am that love. I am that power. I am that life eternal. God lives through me. God lives through me. There is one love. There is one power. There is one life eternal. God lives through me. I am that love. I am that power. I am that life eternal. God lives through me. God lives through me. God lives through me.
There is one love, there is one power, there is one life eternal. God lives through me. This is the spiritual truth of my very being, and the degree to which I embody this truth is the degree to which it expresses in, as, and through my life. In this moment of quiet contemplation, I embrace this truth and expect it to show up as more love, more peace, more fulfillment, and more joy. In fact, the divine wishes to enjoy itself by means of me, and the more I allow it to express as joy in my life, the more opportunities for experiencing joy show up. But to fully experience the enjoyment of these opportunities, I must choose to do so. And right here, right now, I make that choice to be fully present for every opportunity to experience joy and share joy with others. Even when the events in the world around me appear to be anything but joyful, I can choose to know that beyond those circumstances, there is a higher spiritual truth. The truth that God is always greater than any circumstance I or anyone else may be experiencing. This is where I intend to put my intention from now on. In deep gratitude for this truth and the expression of joy in my life, I release my word into the law and expect to see its demonstration everywhere I look. And so it is. Our spiritual leader, Reverend Karen Wolfson, is off this morning, and I'm delighted to introduce our guest speaker, Reverend Laine Morgan, whose message is entitled, Creating a Life You Enjoy. Reverend Laine is the senior minister of the Center for Spiritual Living, Tampa Bay. A lifelong student of spirituality, Reverend Laine has studied religion and philosophy, but also found wisdom in her experience as a parent, a corporate leader and executive for 25 years, a resident of 9 different states, a practitioner for 10 years, a minister in 2 CSL congregations, an avid reader, and an extensive traveler. She brings relatable wisdom and depth to her creative, practical spiritual messages and lessons. You can learn more about her at csltampabay.org and lainemorgan.com. But before we hear from Reverend Laine, Bob is back to sing The Call of Something More by Karen Drucker. Welcome, Bob.
There's been a storm brewing inside of me, clouds moving around my heart. Something's changing that I can't see. I'm stuck in what I know is safe, not yet where I'm supposed to be. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call of something I've never felt before. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call that's asking, what am I here for? 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 They say the pain pushes till the vision pulls. Feels like my safety net has fallen down. I wish I had a map of where to go. I've got this feeling in my soul. When I get there, I will know. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call of something I've never felt before. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call that's asking, what am I here for? 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 I wanna make a move right now, though I don't know where or how. When I trust and know the truth, my heart will point the way. There is more to me to share, so today I do declare that I'll take a step in faith and let my light shine. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call to do something I've never done before. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call to be someone I've never been before. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call that's asking, what am I here for? 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 Is it all about love? Is it all about love? What are we here for? Is it love, sweet love?
Good morning, CSL Sarasota. I'm Laine Morgan from the Center for Spiritual Living in Tampa, and I am so excited to be bringing your lesson to you this morning. In the organization for Centers for Spiritual Living, the theme for the month of April is about creativity. Creativity is a part of each of our lives, whether we believe we are creative or not. What we know is that God is creating all of the time, as the universe unfolds and evolves in every moment. As above, so below. So what we know is that we too are creating all of the time. All of the time as we unfold and evolve in every moment of our lives. We're creating, we're making choices and responding to life, all of the time. Theologian Rocco Errico has this funny saying. He says that we're all God's chips off the old block. What that means is whatever God is, we are too. And since God is creative, we're creative constantly, always. So the question becomes, what are you creating? How are you creating? So this month of April is set aside to really explore the topic of creativity in our lives. Here's what I know. If you want to know more about the artist, you look at their art. Don't you find that to be true? You know more about the mind and spirit of a musician by listening to the music that they create, or you know more about the soul of a writer by reading what they have written. We're drawn to certain musicians and certain writers because they seem to express things that feel exactly what we're experiencing. And we're each creating a life, so you can know more about a person by watching the person create their own life experience. You can know more about yourself by examining the life you are creating. So God is the energy of life passing through our form as our breath, as our life. And everything we do when we create, we're using this God-given life energy to create. And we can use that energy, our life force, as we will, to create whatever we want to create. We have free will to choose our responses, our reactions, our movements, and our thoughts. So sometimes as we create our life, we are performing, and sometimes we are expressing. I want to talk about the difference between those two. The difference between performing and expressing is authenticity. Authenticity is that edge, that that creates the space between performance and expression. And so sometimes we are doing one and sometimes we're doing the other. And when we create for someone else, their approval, their reward, their love, that's a performance. We're performing. But when we authentically create for ourselves, we're expressing that self into the world. That's when we are expressing God through us. Now, I don't know about you, but I've spent a lot of my time performing, a lot of life performing. I was always seeking that good grade or working for that raise or the bonus or trying to please my parents or my partners or my friends or my employers. I was trying to please rank strangers. I would strive for perfection in everything that I created. That spreadsheet I made had to all add up. The graph that I inserted had to be in 4-color and it had to be very interesting. My child had to be dressed just so in her little Oshkosh bagosh outfits so that people would, kind of ooh and ah over her. And my home was beautiful. My dog was well trained. Everything was just so. And I was worn out. And because I needed everything to appear basically perfect, I was stifled in my creativity. I wouldn't try many new things because it would take too long to perfect it. And the whole time I was trying to be perfect, I was anxious and worried. It was much easier to stick with the performance that I already knew how to do rather than to try something new. And I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. Maybe you can relate to all of that striving for a perfect performance of a life. But somewhere along the way, I woke up and I realized that I had this deep craving for authenticity in my world. I stopped trying to please everyone else and earn their approval. And I turned within to figure out who I really was. I knew there had to be more to life than chasing the straight A's on a report card that didn't even exist, right? I went looking for myself. And it was then that I found spirituality. When I turned within and I was finally taught that I was a God being, a spiritual being having a human experience, I became more curious about what it meant to live as a spiritual being in every human situation I found myself in. I wanted to create a new life for myself with this spiritual bent, if you will. I truly wanted to create an authentic life for myself. And I'm given the opportunity to do that day after day, opportunity after opportunity. I was reading a book the other day, and that book shared Reverend Michael Beckwith's life story. You may know he's the founder of the Agape Spiritual Center near Los Angeles. And this book was talking about, his younger years. And in his younger years, Michael Beckwith felt this mystical connection with the divine. He felt it really young, but he kept ignoring it as he pursued academic studies, as most young adults do. He was performing. He was performing a life that people expected him to perform. But eventually, he stopped resisting that pull inside of him. And he started saying yes to co-creating an expression of life with spirit. And as most of the Agape Center he founded in, I think it was 1986, I think it was, now has thousands of followers. And at the end of his story in this book, he said something profound that I want to share today. He said, "The presence is not going to let me down because I am representing it. Like each one of us, I've been hired by the universe to be myself." I love that. We've been hired by the universe, by spirit, to be ourselves. I'm here to create as me, and you're here to create as you. I'm actually in the middle of creating something really big, my wedding. I happen to be getting married this Friday, April 8th. Now, if you've ever planned such a thing, you know how much creativity is involved, choice after choice, down to the smallest detail. And if I'm honest, I had to tackle my perfectionism tendencies to the ground on this one. I've had to consciously shift myself out of performance mindset into expression mindset. In other words, choosing not for other people's approval or satisfaction or appreciation, but instead choosing out of a desire to express my highest self, mine and Terry's combined highest self, our love as this event. And the ceremony was written to express our intentions. The music was chosen to reflect our emotions in song. The symbols used throughout the ceremony in the evening are meaningful and spiritual to us. The entire event is designed to express our gratitude, our joy, our love. It's a very, very intentional creation. It's an expression of our individual relationship using the same creative laws that create everything. We don't want it to be a performance, we want it to be an expression. That's me, though. What's calling you into creativity right now? How do you choose your way of creating? What guides you as you create? You know, in my spiritual center up in Tampa, I talk a lot about the God qualities, or the words that are descriptive of this universal power of intelligence that breathes as each one of us. So I talk about these qualities like love and peace and joy and harmony and connection and strength and light and beauty and wholeness and lots of other big words. Those are the words that describe God. So those are the words that describe my soul, my highest self. And guess what? Those are the words that describe you too. So going back to my point about knowing more about the artist by looking at the art, before I found spirituality, I know people who looked at my art of a life would think that I, as an artist, was pretty rigid and uptight, right? But somewhere along the way, I decided I wanted to create a life that would remind myself that I am those God words. I wanted to create a life that was reflective of my highest self. I wanted to create a life that was bursting with love. I wanted to create a life that was peaceful and harmonious. My life would be beautiful and whole. My life would be an expression of my highest self and not a performance of my human ego. Do you get the difference? But how do we do that as an artist creating a life? What do we do? We do it in the same way that a musician or a sculptor or a writer creates. What we do is we tap into our dreams and our desires and we mine them for the sparkles of inspiration and ideas of the divine. That's what we do. And then we start to choose. So to manifest or to express this dream and the sparkles that we have found, musicians choose notes and rhythms, and writers choose words and phrases, and sculptors choose like the perfect clay and tools. And they use those things to allow those divine sparkles of inspiration to take form. And it's just the same for us. When we create a life, when you create your life, you choose. You choose the people, the places, the things, the thoughts, emotions, reactions, and activities, and you string them together just like a musician strings together notes. You listen to the sparkles of your dreams inside of your mind, and you seek to live them out into your real world expressions. You create as you choose. All the details. Gary Zukav wrote a book, The Mind of the Soul. He actually wrote a couple books, but in Mind of the Soul, he says, choosing is the act of creation. The most important choices you are making are the choices about how you see yourself, the universe, and your relationship to the universe. So what comes out of you is a reflection of how you experience life, how you see yourself, how you see the universe, how you see your relationship to everything. You create with every medium you touch. And once you know that you're a powerful creator and that your relationship is with a responsive universe, nothing can stop you. But is that true? Actually, there is one thing that can stop creativity in its tracks. It stops musicians, it stops writers and sculptors and painters and dancers, and it stops us. Fear. Fear can show up as what? Self-consciousness, self-doubt, unworthiness, perfectionism. Fear stops creativity on every level of existence. Fear stops us from making choices that are authentic. Fear causes the artist to start copying someone else or choose to be safe and tried and true ways of doing things. Fear is the root of plagiarism and getting stuck in singing covers rather than expressing your own musical talents, living the life that others will approve of instead of finding your own authentic expression. Fear of being unique, fear of being individualistic, and you know, all those fears just plague the wider culture. When we remember that the spirit that inspires our very breath wishes to create through us as a unique expression, when we remember that God hired us to be us, as Michael Beckwith said, perhaps we could let go of those fears. Perhaps we can listen to and respond to our intuitive nudges and these sparks, these divine sparks, and start dancing our own dance with the divine. God wants to show up in the world as unique you, not a copycat version of anyone else. Holmes wrote it this way: there is an irresistible, universal, and divine urge within us to be happy, to be whole, and to express the fullness of life. The latent divinity within us stirs our imagination and proclaims itself through every creative endeavor. It has produced sages, saints, and saviors, and will, when permitted, create a new world in which war, poverty, sickness, and famine will have disappeared. Unquote. Ernest Holmes. And that's the point. When we create a life based on our God inspiration, aligned with the qualities of God that I already named, we create a life that blends into the harmonious flow of the one life, the one expression of all that is good. And the more people who live as their authentic God selves, the more we move the human race toward a new world where all these human struggles for domination cease. All the competition ceases. When we stop requiring that everyone express the same way, we can appreciate the uniqueness of others, and we move the human race toward a new world where love and peace is the norm. If we live, move, and have our being in God, then God lives, moves, and has its being as us. Do you know that as the truth for yourself? The idea is that we create our life with the knowing and the confidence that when we dream of harmony, when we think harmoniously, and when we choose things aligned with harmony, the invisible power will respond to us just as it did for Jesus or Buddha or Mozart or Lady Gaga, for that matter. That's a spirit of harmony expressing through. When we have a sparkle of a dream of love, we think about love, we choose in alignment with love. The infinite power of the universe will respond to that vibration of love just as it did for Mother Teresa or the Dalai Lama or Martin Luther King Jr. or for the aid workers in Ukraine right now. It's responding to its own vibration. The universe can only say yes to whatever you decide to create. It cannot try to talk you out of your choices. It won't supersede your fear with confidence. It won't do that. However, it will respond to you when you choose to create something new and different. And a secret is that when you make choices that are reflective of the qualities of spirit, the full force of the power flows into those choices and clears the way for your expression to come forth more easily and quickly. So hold the confidence. Hold that conviction that you are worthy. Hold the conviction that you are fearless. Hold the conviction that you are creating a life worth living and sharing with the world. Hold those convictions and keep choosing what you wish to create. Measure every choice that you face against the new creation you desire and choose to move toward it. The truth is that the spiritual law doesn't play favorites. As you've heard, the sun shines just as brightly on the just and the unjust. Spirit doesn't play favorites. When we plant a seed, the soil simply grows it, especially when we water and nurture it. That's the same with the dreams we wish to fulfill. When we give the creative law our sparkles of intuitive dreams and we nurture them with faith and passion and enthusiasm and energy and the expectation that you will be living them, you can create a life worth living. So my intention to you this morning and throughout the month of April, for that matter, with this theme of creativity, is to say yes to more. Get in touch with your inner dreams and visions for something new. Commune with spirit in every way possible. A sacred cup of coffee to listen in the morning to yourself. Meditation, any other spiritual practice that you know. That dedication is a way of saying yes to going beyond anything that you've already experienced in the past. Ask Spirit to reveal your greater next yet to be with you with clarity. And have this confidence to create it. Never forget that you were hired by the presence to create a full life as you. If not now, when? Will you join me in a moment of prayer? What I know is that this Spirit that creates everything moves in, as, and through each one of us this morning. It creates as us, with us. And that power is unstoppable, and it is inspiring every good thing. And I know for each one of us a path to bigger and better creations every day. Life simply is more beautiful with each passing moment of intentional creativity. And so I know that this time together has been a blessing for all of us. And I know I can release my word into the law knowing that it is done. And we affirm together. And so it is. Thank you. And I'll see you next time.
Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through. That's me. Where I sing, God is. Where I dance, joyless my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free. In and out and through me, as me. But where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is a comfort there. Where I see, God is the answer, here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. Where I work, love is my career. Where I play, God is playing boldly, in and out and through me, as me. Where I am, where I stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and be, where I sing, where I dance my dance, wherever I where I pray and take and give and live. God is, life is, joy is, God is.
Thank you, Reverend Laine, for your inspirational message, and Bob for anchoring Reverend Laine's message so beautifully in song. Now, as we move into our time of offering, I want you to know that we're so grateful for your generous financial support of this center that allows us to support you in so many ways. There are 3 easy ways to share your offering. On your screen, you'll see our website, which is www.cslsarasota.com, where you can choose a couple of options. You can select the donate button, which allows you to contribute via PayPal or by credit card. Or you can mail a check to our address. You can also set up automatic contributions through your own online banking. And now I invite you to place your hand over your heart as you reflect on your gift, blessing it as you share it, and know this with me. My gift goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper, and the divine flow returns it to me, multiplied abundantly. Now please join me in our offering affirmation on your screen. I give thanks that I may share of my good, my love, and my support. Thank you so much. If you'd like prayer support, I'd like to draw your attention to the green prayer request button. We invite you to use this feature to send us your request. Our 5 licensed spiritual practitioners, Kathleen Frankert, Ron Frost, Nicole Leeds, Sean Scanlon, and me, are available to know and affirm spiritual truth with and for you in whatever challenge you may be experiencing. We're also available for 1-hour spiritual coaching sessions by appointment. For more information, check our website under the staff link at the left side of the screen and then select practitioners. Here on our website, you can also sign up to receive our weekly email newsletter. Please also check out our Facebook page for posts about upcoming events. I have a couple of announcements for you this morning. First, save the date, Sunday, May 22nd at 11:30 a.m. to join your CSL Sarasota family for brunch at the Sarasota Yacht Club. For those of you who attended the brunch in October, you know what a wonderful opportunity this is to join together in person for some socializing and great food. Be on the lookout for more information in the coming weeks. Next, our Spiritual Living Circle meets via Zoom every Wednesday evening for 1 hour from 7 to 8 p.m. to discuss an article from the current month's Science of Mind magazine. This week, we'll be discussing the article by Ernest Holmes in the April issue entitled Thoughts Develop into Experiences. This is a wonderful no-cost opportunity for spiritual development and social connection with like-minded people. If you'd like to participate, please email me at the address shown on your screen, and I'll send you the Zoom link, article, and discussion guide. Now, as we conclude this sacred time together, let us move forward into the week ahead, creating a life we enjoy. I invite you to listen or join in singing our closing song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Thank you for being with us, and have a great week, everyone.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God our Creator. We are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my sign.